Hello my crafty friends, it's Crystal with Happy to Plan. I am going to be making a dashboard for my Happy Planner. And what it's going to be is going to be a magnet to-do list dashboard for my Happy Planner. So let me just kind of go over what I've got in front of me so we can kind of figure out what we're going to do. So what I've bought, so I was inspired by this. When I saw this at the Dollar Tree, I just thought this was the cutest thing. And then there was also this set that came. I've taken it out of the package already, but it was just a set that came with different sayings or different chores, house chores. So I sat there in the store and I was like, what could I do with this? This is really cute. And I bought a couple of sets of these just because I liked the smile, the have fun, and the laugh. And I thought those three specifically would be cute to put in pocket letters. So I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to take those out and at least give a pack of the three away. As you can see, I've got a couple right here. But I also thought, you know what? It would be really cool if I could have a to-do list in my Happy Planner that was magnets. And that way I can actually move these around and kind of figure out what day I want to do it on. And if I don't do it on that day, I can move it to the next day and move things around as the week goes on. So I thought, I'm going to try this. So what I have here is, of course, I've got these ones, which I don't even know if I'm going to use these ones, but I definitely am going to use these ones. So we're going to see what happens with these. So we'll put these aside. And then what I have is these metal tags, and these came from the Target dollar spot and for Christmas. So they're just tags and they're metal, and obviously a magnet sticks to it because it's metal. So that's what I'm going to use for my metal pieces. And then I have these journaling cards that have the days of the week on them. So I'm going to cut these up and use them as a list. I found this cute paper that just says today all over it. I thought, black and white would be good because black and white would pretty much go with any of my planner weeks. So if I stuck it in the middle of the week, it would still match it because it's a neutral color. And then these are, I can't remember why I cut this up, but I cut it up for a purpose. There was some kind of, I used it for something. I'm going to use this to put this on there, and then we're going to go from there. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a voiceover for the video because I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing yet. So I'm just going to kind of wing it, and then you're going to come on along on the journey with me. So here we go. Before I start talking about what I'm doing, which is just cutting up the piece of paper, so it's not like I really need to talk about it anyway. But I just wanted to say I wasn't exactly sure how this was going to turn out. I had some vision in my head and I wasn't exactly sure if it was going to turn out good. And I just want to say I'm in love with this. I think it's so functional and it really works for my kind of planning. I'm the kind of person that doesn't, I need to do chores, but I'm not sure like what day I'm going to have time to do it. And I love the fact that I can move it around and just still have that reminder there that, hey, you need to do laundry this week, or, just to clean your bathroom, clean your bedroom, those kind of little tasks. I love that I'm able to have it here in a format that I'm able to move around and kind of work with however my week turns out. So anyway, so basically what I've done so far is I've cut up that paper that has it just basically says today, 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 today all over it. And I've cut up the paper and then used my Happy Planner punch to punch the paper so it would match up with the cardstock that I have there that I'm going to be using. And I've taken the metal plates and I've lined them up so they kind of feel the whole space. And I'm just kind of checking it here just to make sure that it's still it has a strong magnetic with the paper there, and it definitely does. It works great, and I've been using it a couple of days in my planner already, and it doesn't ever fall off. It stays where it's supposed to be. Um, so it seems to be working really good. Granted, I've only used it for a couple of days, but um, like I said, I'm just really liking it. So anyway, basically what I'm gonna do is just put some of my Daiso double-sided sticky tape on the bottom there. And then I realized, oh, I've got to cover the back too because I don't want that calendar showing. So I just grabbed some graph. This has like a graph paper design on it. So I just grabbed that paper to cover up the back piece. And I wanted to do that before I put on those metal plates because I felt it would probably be easier to adhere that piece of paper to the back without the metal plates on there. Now, I do want to talk about the tags a little bit. The tags are very thin. These are super, super thin. These are the ones I got, like I said in the beginning, the dollar spot at Target. And even though they're super thin, the magnet really does adhere to it pretty good. And so I'm really happy how it turned out. Now, the thickness of this project at the end, it's basically the thickness of a Happy Planner cover, maybe a little tiny bit thicker, but not too much thicker. And obviously when you put the magnet on top, it does kind of add a little bit more thickness to it. For me, I don't really care about that. You'll see here in a minute, I'll show you kind of towards the end when I'm pulling out my Happy Planner. My Happy Planner is very thick, and I don't really care because I can just move the pages I can just get extra Happy Planner rings and just move them to another planner sort of thing and just to store them in different spots. So for me, that doesn't really bother me. I don't necessarily need to have it to be super thin. I don't carry this book around with me, but I just wanted to make sure you guys understood that it's a little bit thicker than like a regular dashboard. So just keep that in mind if you're going to try to do something like this kind of project. Granted, I don't know if those metal tags are available still. I know they had something similar to that in the springtime, so maybe they'll have them back. I'm not sure, but I'm sure you can find a substitute. All right, back to what I'm actually doing. So I went ahead and, like I said, I put the graph paper on the other side and adhered that down. And then I just put some double-sided sticky tape all the way down the pages, and I just kind of lined up the metal pieces because I wanted to make sure that it covered as much of the page as I could. I did move it over, so I wanted to make sure that when it was in the planner that it didn't, the metal didn't hit the rings. So I did pull it over almost to the edge on the non-hole sided punch side, and I think that worked out pretty well because it opens and closes fairly easy in the planner. So as you can see, I just took double-sided sticky tape and I just glued each of the metal tags down, making sure to press really hard. Just wanted to make sure that it was adhered on there really good before I took that Today paper and glued it on. Go ahead and use my foam folder and just kind of make sure everything is adhered down. Of course, I had to trim it up because I cut it wrong. Okay, so next I'm going to do, and I'm sorry I sped this up a lot because it was just a lot of cutting and I didn't feel like you guys really needed to watch me cut paper. So the next thing I did was I just took all of these little journaling cards like I said I was going to do, and I cut up the dates. I did have to trim the tops off just a little bit more because I wanted to make sure that the spacing was correct, so I did trim just a little bit off the top as well. And then you'll see here, I'm going to go ahead and adhere those all down, and I just evenly spaced them, making sure that there was enough room at the bottom to have one of the chores on Sunday. And then I just took my glue runner and just adhered it on there. Put that Tuesday upside down. Whoops, glad I caught that before it adhered it to the paper. And I just checked again just to make sure that it was working with the spacing, and it looked like it was going to be good with the spacing. So I just, as you can see, I'm checking the spacing again. And I just glued all those down, and that's what it ended up looking like. Then I wanted to go ahead and write on the side there, I'm going to put weekly to-do list. And so I'm just pulling out all of the letters that I need for that. And again, I sped this up pretty fast because it was taking me a while to get all the spacing just right. So as you can see here, I'm going to go ahead and move it up a little bit. I didn't really glue it down. I just kind of laid them on there. And then now I'm actually gluing them down. And I am going to take my bone folder and I'm making sure that those are really adhered once I actually get them all spaced out. So once I get all the letters adhered down, I'm going to put one of those Target dollar spot clear plastic pockets that I use all the time, and when I run out I do not know what I'm going to do with myself. But I'm going to put that down there, and what I thought I could do is use that to hold the magnets, you know, either when I'm done with the from that week or, you know. So I also put the other colorful magnets on the other side because, oh, there you go. See how thick my planner is? And that's probably, I think, only has February, March in it. So that tells you how thick my planner is. All right, so I'm going to just test it out, make sure it's working. As you can see, I put the other colorful magnets on the other side, and it works perfect. It doesn't, they don't come off. I did move them a little bit with my fingers, so I don't know if I'm necessarily leave them on there, but I think it's cute to have the option of being able to use both sides. One idea I had was to maybe, if you had some kind of ticket stub or a flyer event for something that you're going to, you can put that on there using the magnet and it wouldn't ruin it or anything like that. And I wanted to talk to you about other options because I know Dollar Tree doesn't always have the same things in different cities, but you could use like the back of a magnet piece from a, you know, all those magnet list pads that you get. You could use those. You could use that too instead in lieu of the metal because magnet sticks to magnet. So that's other options for you. Anyway, I'll go have some pictures, so stay tuned.